Hello, my Blank Spot family. How y'all doing today? This is Dee from the Blank Spot. Hope you guys are having a great Saturday today. I know I am. I am at the end of my work week. So this is like our Friday, because we're open on Saturdays. We have one day off, which is Sunday. I'm so excited to get off so that I can enjoy the rest of the day and the rest of my weekend. But I want to come on and do a quick video just to show you guys how I wrap my 20-ounce tumbler, okay, and the measurements that I use for our tumblers, okay. The method that I'm going to use today is I'm going to use the oven method because I know a lot of you out there are still using the oven method, and I'm going to use the shrink wrap method. So I won't be using the tape to tape it around. I'm going to use the shrink wrap method. Okay, and this not shrink wrap. I'm sorry, the sleeve method. This is the silicone sleeve. Okay, so I'm going to use the silicone sleeve method. Okay. Before we get started, if you guys are watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Okay, so the everything that you're going to need your sleeve for your 20-ounce. We have these on our website. You'll see the description, the link down in the comments. You're also going to need your 20-ounce tumbler. We also have these in stock. Okay, you're going to need tape. Okay, we have tape in stock. We also have tape dispensers in stock. Okay, and of course you're going to need your image already printed out. The size that I use for our tumblers is 9.3 by 8.2. 9.3 by 8.2. That is what I use for our the size for our tumblers. Okay, I already have the oven heating up. The oven that I use is the Oster oven. I already have that heated up. So the very first thing, so the temperature for the oven is you want to make sure that you get it about 375, in between 350 and 375. Okay, that's the temperature that I use when I'm doing the tumblers. Okay, so about 375. You don't want to go over 375. It's probably a best practice that you get you a oven thermometer to put inside of the oven, because even though you have the dials here and the temperatures are here, it's not always accurate. So it's best to have a oven thermometer. That way you can look in there and see what the actual temperature is inside of the oven. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I have a microfiber cloth here, and I'm just basically going to wipe down my tumbler. Okay, I'm going to wipe down my tumbler. All right, wiping that down. Okay, so I have my image here, and what I do is I cut one side all the way to the image, and then I leave a little bit of white on the other side. Okay, so the little bit of the part where the little bit of white is, that's the part you're gonna overlap. Okay, you got to make sure that you overlap it. All right, that part, because if you don't overlap this part, then you're gonna have a white line down the middle of your tumbler. All right, so I am going to go ahead and get started. So basically the way that I do it is I just set my tumbler down, and of course I'm using the Blank Spot paper, the best paper. Okay, you will see a blue background. This is just our test paper that we use for all of our tests, but it is the Blank Spot paper. All right, so basically I just lay my tumbler down. Okay, and I begin to wrap the tumbler. All right, remember that white part right here that I did not cut off, that's going to overlap. Okay, so now I am on a surface that's kind of sliding, so you just got to make sure that you get a good surface so where you're not sliding everywhere. All right, okay, so, and you want to make sure you line it up as best as you possibly can on the bottom and on the top. Just got to make sure that my top is good. My bottom, I can probably bring it up a little bit more. Okay. Bear with me, sliding a little bit on me. but I'm just checking to make sure that everything is even. Okay, making sure everything is even. And you want to make sure that you pull really, really tight. Okay, really, really tight when you are taping the tumbler. All right. So I think my top and my bottom might be good to go. Let's see. All right. So I think I'm good to go. So what I do is I just take one piece of tape and I go down the middle first. Okay. On this side right here. Okay. And then I take and I pull as tight as I possibly can. Sometimes the tape might come up, but you want to make sure that you get it to where you can pull to get it tight. Okay. And you just pull it as tight as you possibly can. Okay. Gotta make sure that I got everything covered here. All right. And then I take another piece. And I take this part. Then I put a piece here. Pull it. Okay. So that's that. All right. And then what I do is I take one long piece and I go down the middle of the seam. Okay. So I just take it. Go down the middle of the seam. Okay. And then I take my finger and I go down like this to make sure that I'm getting any air bubbles out. Any air bubbles out. All right. Okay. So it should look like this. This is how I do it. Okay. Now I'm going to wrap the bottom. Oh, and my tape just tore. Let's see. That's weird. Okay. All right. So I'm going to tape the bottom. I just bring it around like this, wrapping it tight. And once I do that, I'm taking my tape. Okay. And I'm wrapping it to the bottom. Because we want to make sure that no air gets in there. Okay. It won't always be perfect. So, you know, you just do the best you can. You really have to perfect this oven method. Even with the tumbler press, you have to perfect the process. Okay. But it's all really in the wrapping. Okay, it's all really in the wrapping part. Okay, so that's how I wrap the bottom. I think it's wrapped pretty good. All right, and then I move to the top. And I do the very same thing on the top. Just pull, pull, pull. Like I'm gonna be a little short, but that's okay. I can always put another piece of. Oh no, it made it. It made it. Okay, and then I just wrap down like this. And one thing to remember when you are using the silicone wrap, you want to make sure that you're taping it very well on the top and the bottom, because what you don't want is for it to is for your image to start sliding once we put the silicone wrap on there. All right. So I think it's good to go. So this is the way I wrap. This is your seam right here. This is your bottom. This is your top. Okay. I'm going to press this down in here pretty good, because once the heat hits it, that tape is going to start rising up. So I'm going to push this down pretty good. All right. So now, here's the part for the sleeve. I have to say it can be a little bit tedious, okay, to putting the sleeve on. So the sleeve is going to come, it looks like this. It's right side up, okay? The best way to put this on is to turn it inside out, okay? Turn it inside out. Once you have it inside out, we're going to take the sleeve and we're going to make it look like this. So bring that bottom part in, okay? So they look just like this. All right? Okay, so I see I need to push my bottom tape down a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to stand up. All right, so now you want to take your sleeve and you want to start putting it on the bottom of your tumbler. Okay. All right. So once you get it on the bottom of your tumbler, you want to make sure that it's all the way on the bottom part. Okay, just like that. All right. Once you get it on that bottom part, okay, now you can start taking both of your hands and start pushing it down like this. All right. Once you get it down about, I would say 3/4 of the way, well, about 1/4 of the way from here, then you take it from the top and you start pulling it down like this. Okay. Then it'll come all the way down. All right. So now it's all the way on, okay, and it's all the way to the top. All right. See it? Okay. So now what we're going to do is we are going to get ready to put it inside of the oven. So I'm going to check my temperature, and we're at about 375. So I am going to take my heat glove. Oh yeah, you need some heat gloves. Make sure you got some heat gloves, okay? Because it's very hot. All right. So I am going to take my tumbler, and I always put it in with the hole facing me. Okay? With the hole facing me. All right? So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place my tumbler inside of the oven. Okay? Now I have for this oven, I still have I need to put my timer on. 6 minutes, guys. We're going to do 6 minutes. And then at 3 minutes, we are going to turn it halfway at 3 minutes. All right. So I always put my tumbler on the rack. I know some of you may not be putting it on the rack, but I put mine on the rack here. Okay. So you can do it either way. All right. Okay. So like I said, just wanted to come on and show you guys that process of how to wrap the tumbler, and also the measurements that we use for our tumblers here at the Blank Spot, and how to use the silicone sleeve. I think the silicone sleeve is very helpful because you don't have to use all of that painter's tape. I know some people use painter's tape. Some people just wrap it with the heat tape. And some people use the actual silicone sleeves. Okay, well, not silicone sleeves, but the shrink wrap sleeves. With the shrink wrap sleeves, of course, you have to keep buying them over and over again because, of course, you can't reuse it. With the silicone wrap, it's reusable. You can reuse it over and over and over again. So it's really, really, saving you some money. when you use the silicone sleeve. Um, you can also use the silicone sleeve if you have a 30-ounce tumbler press and you want to press the 20-ounce tumblers. With our 30-ounce tumbler press, I always suggest that you use the silicone sleeve just so that you can get more pressure when you are pressing 20-ounce tumblers, okay? Because it's really made for a 30-ounce tumbler press. So you want to make sure that you get the silicone sleeve to give it more pressure if you purchase a tumbler press from us. All right. So let me see how much time we have. So we're at 4 minutes. Once we get to 3 minutes, we are going to turn the tumbler, okay, so that we can get, even amount of coating on there. Okay. So yeah. So hope you guys are doing okay today. And all right, so let me see. We are good. Okay. So I am going to, now what you are going to notice is that you're going to have a fluctuation in your time and everything. Well, not your time, but your temperature in the oven. So you may see it go down. You can just maybe move your dial up so that it doesn't go past 350. Okay, so I'm just going to move my dial up a little bit because it's right now it's at about 350, but it'll still be okay. All right, so we are approaching 3 minutes, so I am going to get ready to turn the tumbler. Okay, all right, so we're at 3 minutes. So I'm just going to take and it's going to turn it like that. Okay. All right. And then we got 3 more minutes to go. And we are going to do a reveal to see how this tumbler came out. Now, when you are first starting out with this oven, okay, it is not going to be perfect. If you get it perfect the first time, kudos. Because listen, when I first started with this, I must have burnt up about 10, maybe more tumblers. Okay, so it really depends on your oven. And it depends on, how you're wrapping it. It depends on a bunch of different things. But once you perfect, once you perfect it, then hey, you'll have it. It'll be good to go. But it may take you a couple times, to get it right. So don't feel bad. Don't get hard on yourself if if you've done one or if you've done two and they're still not coming out right. It's just a matter of perfecting the craft. Okay. So it looks like we have about, let's see, we got about 1 minute, 45 seconds to go. So remember, if you guys are just jumping on, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure that you like and even share, all of our content on Facebook. We have TikTok, we have Instagram. So make sure that you guys are following us. If you're coming on YouTube, we have all types of videos on YouTube pertaining to the blanks. If you are a workforce printer user, I have videos on how to do maintenance on the YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and, get you some good content. Okay. If you are local, you can visit us in the store, 9330 Two Notch Road, Suite C in Columbia, South Carolina. You can come in and shop with us if you are local to Columbia, South Carolina. Okay. So we have about 40 seconds left. And don't get alarmed if you see maybe a little bit of smoke or if you have a smell coming from your oven. Because, guys, we're supposed to be really cooking in this oven. We're not supposed to be doing what we're doing. But guess what? It's working for us crafters, okay? So don't get alarmed if you see smoke or for the smell, all right? So we're approaching about 15 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready to get the tumbler out. Okay. Let me get my other glove here. All right. And we are going to go ahead and take it out. Okay. Yep. See the smoke? All right. So now, One thing about the sleeve is once you put it, when you first put it on, it's gonna be tight, but when it's done cooking, it's gonna come right off. You'll see in a minute. See how it's sliding right off? It slides right off, so you won't have any resistance when you're taking it off. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna let it cool just a few seconds, but not too long, because I don't want to be on this video too long. So I'm gonna go ahead, because I got my gloves on. I'm gonna go ahead and start peeling this off. I just have like a handy little weeding tool here. Actually, it was my husband's dental tool, but I use it for crafting. So I'm gonna just take this little tool right here and start taking the tape off. Yes, it is hot. It is very hot. Okay. Start taking this off. All right. So let's see. Like I said, guys, sometimes it doesn't always come out the way you want it to. All right. But once you perfect it, it should be okay. All right. So let's see. See if we got a good cooking on here. Take the sticking out to my gloves. Help me out there. Thank you. All right. Let's see what we have. All right. So there you have it. There's your cup. Your seam is right there. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. All right. Okay, guys. So that is it. This is Dee from the Blank Spot. Just wanted to come on and show you guys how I actually wrap my tumbler and how I use the silicone wrap, the silicone sleeve. Okay. Remember to follow us and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are located 9332 Notch Road, Suite C, Columbia, South Carolina. Make sure you come back for more tutorials. We are always on here doing tutorials. So make sure that you guys put your notifications on, and make sure that you like all of our social media handles. Like I said, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. And we will talk to you later for more. We'll come back for more tutorials. This is Dee.